Hey guys, it's Tuesday, which means it's time for another trailer review. And today I'm going to be talking about a trailer that I actually hadn't seen before until I saw The Conjuring 2, which I just posted my review for yesterday. But this film's going to be called Nerve, and it's actually based on a book by an author named Gene Ryan. Now I have to say, this film actually looks like to be one of the most probably original ideas. It's kind of a riff on several ideas in several movies, several books. But I think it's probably one of the most interesting films, at least trailers I've seen, probably in a while. So this film stars Emma Roberts and Dave Franco. The whole premise of the film is that Emma Roberts' character is just sort of looking to get into, trying to save up some money maybe for college or something like that. And there's this game that's happening in the world called, I'm not sure if it's called Nerve, but there's this game that's happening. It's full of watchers and full of players. Now the watchers are people who pay and subscribe to see live streams of what the players are doing. The players get these messages, like text messages type of thing, with tasks, and they earn money by completing the tasks. Now, the more riskier the task, the more money they'll earn. They end up getting one way over their head, and there's a bunch of other stuff that happens, but that's the basic idea of this film. As I said, this probably looks like one of the most interesting films I've seen a trailer for in quite some time. It actually looks like a more fun, maybe even more realistic version of 13 Sins, Death Race, Gamer, and The Purge, all mashed together into one sort of weird, fun, dark, twisted type of film, which I think is kind of going to be a fun concept. I love when people play games in films, or they have to overcome something, or obstacles, or solve a puzzle type of thing. So I think it's probably more interesting to me in that aspect, but I still think it looks really, really cool. Now, I do have to admit that I have one major complaint about this trailer of the film. This trailer is about 2.5 minutes long, and it gives away way too much about this film, which is kind of the problem with a lot of trailers nowadays. They give away most of the story, they give away most of a plot twist that's supposed to happen, or one major plot point that's supposed to happen, which is not what a trailer's supposed to be. They definitely had me hooked on the premise in the first maybe minute to minute and a half, minute 45 even, of this film. They did not need to do the extra half of the film. If they could have cut out most of the pieces of this trailer. Sometimes less is more, which I think Hollywood kind of doesn't understand at this moment. Because when I see a trailer for Star Wars The Force Awakens, or Inception, or Cloverfield, or Super 8, all of them gave this sort of snippet type of, gave you just a tiny bit of information, some scenes, some little visual stuff, but that was about it. And I think that's what's most appealing about those films, is that I had no idea what these films were about going into them. I mean, Star Wars, you get the basic idea of what's going to be happening, but you don't actually get what the story is about, who the villains are, what's going to happen. Any major plot points or set pieces are not revealed in any of those trailers. Well, at least the first ones anyway. But I think that's a major draw to me when I see a trailer. And if they would have cut this film at a minute 45, as far as trailer time goes, a minute and 45 seconds, maybe minute 50, 55 tops, I think it would have been fine. If they could have condensed it, I would have been much more interested, but they gave away too much. But I have to admit, that will not stop me from seeing this film, because I think it's a very interesting concept that I just want to see really, really bad. And although I do want to see it really bad, I may end up actually ruining it for myself if I get the chance to. I'm going to actually maybe see if I can read the book beforehand, because this has such an interesting premise to me. I'm super intrigued, and I don't know if I can wait. So why not let my imagination put a lot of these things together before I see the film, and then I can kind of compare, because I want to read the book, I want to see how the story goes, I want to see what connections there are, I want to see where the book goes, and I want to see where the movie goes if they follow along the same path. Sometimes they divert. So I think I may end up ruining whatever happens in the film for myself, but who knows, we'll see. I just hope to see a really, really good movie. I left the link to Nerve trailer down in the description box below. Give it a watch, maybe come back here, leave a comment in the comment section down below. What do you think about this trailer? Does it look interesting? Does it not look interesting? Does it remind you of another property? Did you read the book? Are you going to read the book before the film? Basically, anything you have to say, leave in the comments down below. Like always, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos, and we'll see you guys in the next one.